Hello, everyone out there. Hope we're all enjoying our Tuesdays early, and I hope we all had a good weekend. Figure today we'll go over the football games from this weekend and last night's title game, and look at some maybe plays for college basketball, NHL, and NBA today. First, we'll start with the Vikings Niners. Here's what I'd say real quick. I think if you would have told the Vikings you're gonna be down 14 to 10 at halftime, they probably thought they would have won. But they came out, did nothing the second half. The Niners dominated, and the Niners, they have a run game, they have a defense. Look, they to me they don't. Jimmy G doesn't have to make all the plays to win the game for him. I think he can if they need to. So it seems to me the Niners they're dangerous. I don't know if they will win it all this year. They're I kind early lean they do win Sunday at least. And the Vikings, to me, because I've been seeing where do they go from here? Do they believe in Zimmer? They do have talent to me on both sides of the ball, defense and with Thielen and offense, but it always feels like they need to catch breaks to win games. Not a good thing. Is that coaching? Uh, We'll find out. They're an interesting team because I think them and another team that lost this weekend need to go into next year thinking, let's start winning some games, get some buys, and get home field advantage. Titans Ravens. This was the upset of the weekend. The only road team to actually win. I thought there'd be a couple road teams that would win. But here's what I'll say on the Ravens. The Ingram injury, that was big, but they got to figure out if they can't run the ball, they got to hope they can win with Jackson passing. And that could be a big thing. That's maybe what they have to learn this offseason. See, I'll give them credit. Last offseason, if you had told me going into this season they didn't have a quarterback, they do with Lamar Jackson because he will probably be MVP. So give them another year to build. The Ravens, I think, are a team they're not going to go away. So this was maybe just okay learning, and then next year look out, and that could be an early Super Bowl if you want to make a thought on them. That they just are like, all right, we're going to learn and we'll get it together. For Sunday game, Texans. Let me go over the Texans here, and I'll try to explain what I think they were doing. Because it all started when they were up 21 nothing. Good start for them. It probably looked like it was over. I understand the field goal. And to me, instead of wasting timeouts there when they're up 21 nothing, what they probably should have done was challenge the spot because we know a spot play came big in the next game. Maybe just challenge the spot, see what happened if they would have got it. Because to me, it was that close. If it doesn't get overturned, okay, kick the field goal. I think they're like, if we go for it and don't get it, they didn't want to give the Chiefs momentum. And I think that's what maybe cost some of their play calling. Because when they went up 24 nothing, here was really the kickoff return by Hardman. They don't do anything there, then maybe they keep control of this game. Because the Chiefs did go down score 24-7. The fake punt, to me, I think they said, you know what, the Chiefs are starting to get some momentum. Let's not mess around. Let's try this, see if we can take some of it back. Didn't work. Then 24-4, and then the kickoff return just hurt them. And by then, it was pretty much all Chiefs. Because boop, ball's in the air. The guy, he ran back weird, but I think it was because he thought, well, can we return this? Because sometimes on fumbles with it's kickoffs and punts, it's like there's a couple different rules, so you got to pay attention. But boom, then that was pretty the anytime the Texans would actually get a stop, it seemed like they throw a flag for pass interference or holding on them. So it was all KC. It's the weird one when I was on the Texans with the points, and when you're getting points and you're up 24 nothing, and then at the end you're like needing scores to try to get a win still. Yeah, but this was all Chiefs. And the Chiefs Titans, my early thought is Chiefs. I think it's going to be Chiefs 49ers Super Bowl. We will find out Sunday, and we'll have another video later in the week. Maybe do a couple more. But to me, the Chiefs, they may be the best team right now. And if you wanted to make a future play, I would put money on them to win the Super Bowl. The Texans, where do they gonna need some defensive players. I, to me, they're they're gonna keep their coach. I don't blame them because it could be next year. We better be in this. You got Deshaun Watson. They got to learn to protect him, and they need to upgrade a defense. Maybe winning will say, hey, okay, we can get some big time free agents here finally. They're there. They just got to get. It's like the Vikings. They got to get that one thing that gets them over the top. And I think next year they need to play like, all right, guys, let's go for first round bye, home field throughout, or at least to get us to a title game. That may be them. Seahawks, Packers. Here's what I'd say. Seahawks, can you guard Devontae Adams? And you got off to a slow start, down 21-3. You came back. Russell Wilson, how good is he? I mean, they have a team. They're building some. I mean, they seem like going into last year they were going to be bad. They didn't. He got them going. They got the talent. The thing is, will they keep these guys? How are they going to lose, and who are they going to pick up? I think if you keep Clowney and keep them healthy, your defense is pretty much good. I know they got to figure out what they can do. And for me, Carroll, I think he's a good coach. How much longer does he keep going? He's getting up there in age. Seattle's there. Or do they keep it going, or do they lose some guys in free agency? That's going to be the big thing for free agency for the teams that lost this weekend. Can they upgrade, or do they go down? Early thoughts, like I said, this weekend, right now it's Chiefs, Niners. Touchdown favorites about both, some a little more now. I understand on the wagering it's to get equal sides, but I'm a little surprised on the Titans because I could see a lot of people jumping on the money line with them since they've already upset two teams. I know it's going to look like the Chiefs' second half, but the big thing in that one early on, can they stop Henry, the Chiefs' defense? Can they stop Derrick Henry? And 49ers Packers, here's what I'll say. If you're thinking, oh, the 49ers crushed them 37-8 the first, don't look at that in this game. Don't worry. I mean, that could happen Sunday, but this one, Rodgers, you got him, you got a chance. Title game, here's what I'll say real quick. Clemson, this is to me where some points have changed. They went up 17-7, but they were up 10-7, got the ball about the 2, and drove 98 yards, and went up 17-7. And you know what? If they'd stopped LSU on the next drive, they may have put this game away early. It's almost like the weird thing is, the Texans, Deshaun Watson from Clemson, it's almost like the same thing happened Monday night. It's like up big, maybe just one stop or something, and couldn't get it. LSU, I don't want to get into that greatness stuff. I know people are saying this is like the greatest. Don't. Just enjoy. LSU was just that offense. They were unstoppable, and they were a fun team to watch on pretty much all year, especially from LSU. We never see it from them. So I give LSU, they're national champs. I was on them to cover the 6, and a lot of people were jumping on Clemson because that spread came down to about 5, and I think even some places 4.5. But to me, LSU, think about this. All the guys that played in that game last night, wait till they get to the pros. Some talent's coming to the pros from that game. And when we look back on that, I mean, holy cow. So LSU, your national champs. To me, we would probably said this about the winner from last night. Best team all year. I mean, Clemson, did the lack of schedule hurt them with the ACC being down? I don't know. I just think it was LSU's night, and Clemson may have, I know it's weird to say, may have said, you know what, we all these games in a row. We had one off night. Sadly, it was a title game. But they're the favorite going into next year. LSU will need at least a quarterback. We'll see who all returns. College football looking pretty good. And let me get into something too. The expansion of the playoff. It's probably going to happen, honestly. We will probably go to 8 at some point. Hopefully not. To me, I don't even want it going up to 8. And I see, it's like you think, okay, we've had these playoff games, and about like 2, 3 games have been good out of like the 12 we've had. And yes, it could have been, let's say Oregon made it. Let's say they were higher. To me, here's your 2 questions. It's like Notre Dame's one, and are you allowing the power or the I think they call it the Power of Five team, like what Memphis was that got in. I can't think what it's called right now. Are you letting those teams in? Does it mean you get better games? I don't know. Because here's what I'll say. Like the college basketball tournament, everybody is always like, yeah, we love that thing. But after the first 4 days, it's like if you don't have the right teams in, you really got games you don't want to watch. And that's what I worry with the college football. It's like, yeah, we can want more teams in, but if you get let's say the seventh and eighth team get on a run, yeah, it's going to be cool. And in college football, yeah, it's going to be the kind of niche, big time teams that are going to be there. But it's just college basketball to me, like the Final Four. If it's not the Final Four teams people want, especially when they're fill out their bracket, and a lot of teams want the ones and two seeds there. If it's not, are you watching as much? So I think yeah, we will go to 8, but like I said, Notre Dame, you got to figure out what do they have to do to be in because they're probably not going to join a conference. And honestly, you can't blame them. If you told me I can get 14 million if I make it to a big time bowl, or I get to myself, or 14 million I have to split with people, what do you think most people are going to do? I know it could be for the good of college football, but I don't. I put me down as one that doesn't want expansion. I'd rather have games mean something because I look at college basketball. Their games, a lot of them mean nothing. I mean, it's more for the fans and you, how many of them really care. I know Clemson basketball. They're excited over the weekend that they finally won in North Carolina, but I I hope they don't expand. I know they will, but I'd rather keep it at 4. To me, yeah, you could add teams and think this gives us better games, but it may not because I, I like watching college football. To me, I'm one of those. I wish to me New Year's Day is still big. I wish it went back to where we had more football that day. I know there's even some people. Well, we got 2 good ones here with Michigan, Alabama, and Auburn, Minnesota. I wish they weren't at the same time, but to me, look, you give us games that we're gonna figure out things to do. And a lot of people are honestly going to multiple TVs in a room. So I think there's still that. So trust, one of those. I wish there was more games. All right, let's look at the slate for tonight. For NBA, one that jumped off the page. Let me see if it's still out there. No, I don't know if something happened because the problem with wagering NBA, you get the injuries that come out, or guys don't want to play, which I think doesn't help your sport. So, because the only one I really seen, and I don't even see Matt, but looking at Bovada, I don't even see the game on here. Was the Hawks Suns possible over, and that game's not even on here anymore, so I don't know if there's some injuries or something. And really, I mean, I could say Knicks 16.5. Are they that bad than Milwaukee? Because I look at some of them, these teams, how much, if they're up 10 late, how much are they going to push to really? That's all I see in there. Let's look at college basketball. When I was looking earlier, like to me, until Ohio State wins again, I'd say Nebraska plus 17.5 is good. That feels like a good play. A possible upset could be A&M tonight, but LSU. I mean, look down here, Iowa. I mean, that one's. I don't know if Northwestern with 5.5 could be a play. Maryland, Wisconsin. I mean, is Maryland's a live dog in my opinion, but the thing is, you kind of hate going against Wisconsin, especially at home, and especially if you have the other team. It's just frustrating basketball you watch. So, college basketball, nothing jumps off the chart at me right now. Hockey, we'll look at that to close out. The Bruins with a bad loss last night. I mean, up 5-2 on the Flyers and blow that. So